everyone! Today, we're diving into a pretty intense topic that's been making waves in the banking sector here in Sri Lanka.
Recently, the central bank unveiled some serious findings regarding regulatory compliance, and it's crucial for us to understand what this means for the banking industry and for us as consumers.
So, let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the investigation. The central bank conducted a thorough probe, looking into various practices that just didn't sit right. You know, it's their job to maintain financial integrity, and they really took that role to heart during this process. They sifted through a ton of data, interviewed key players, and basically made sure they were uncovering the truth.
It's kinda wild to think about the lengths they went to. Right now, onto the companies involved. A staggering 21 companies were identified in this whole mess, and honestly, the impact of their actions on our banking system is pretty alarming.
Like, these companies had a hand in things that could potentially shake up public trust and investor confidence.
It's unsettling to think how interconnected our financial systems are and how one company's actions can ripple out and affect so many people.
You start to feel this weight. It's like, how can we trust the institutions that are supposed to protect us? Then there's the legal framework, which is super important. So, Section 83C of the Banking Act from 1988 lays down the law on what's allowed and what's not. Engaging in prohibited schemes, that's a big no-no. And the consequences, they can be severe.
It's eye-opening to see how regulations are meant to safeguard us, but when they're ignored, it really puts everyone at risk.
It makes you think about the importance of adhering to these laws not just for the big players, but for all of us in the system. The implications for the banking sector are significant.
We're talking about potential changes in regulations, which could reshape how banks operate. And let's be real, the effects on public trust and investor confidence are already being felt.
How can we, as consumers, feel safe when the very institutions we rely on are under scrutiny? It's a lot to digest, and honestly, it stirs up a mix of emotions.
I feel frustrated and anxious, but also determined to find out more and hold these institutions accountable. Moving forward, it's clear that we need to prioritize ethical practices in banking.
It's essential for transparency and accountability among companies. Like, imagine a banking world where we could all trust that our money is safe and that the people managing it are acting in our best interests. That would be amazing, right? It's a goal worth striving for, and it starts with us demanding better from these institutions. As we wrap up, let's recap the central bank's role in these investigations.
They are the watchdogs, the ones who keep the system in check, but they can't do it alone. We, as a community, need to step up and advocate for compliance and ethical behavior in the industry. It's a call to action for all of us.
So, what did I learn from all this? Honestly, it's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that we can't just sit back and trust blindly. We have to be vigilant, questioning, and proactive in our approach to banking and finance. And while it's easy to feel overwhelmed by everything happening around us, I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn and grow from these situations. If you found this discussion helpful or interesting, please like, subscribe, and comment below.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this issue. How do you feel about the current state of our banking sector? Let's keep the conversation going because, together, we can push for the changes we want to see. Thanks for tuning in, and take care.